representatives from the Bangsamoro Transition Authority or the BTA? Sino po ang pwede magsalita for BTA? Attorney Akasim or Attorney Sema? Attorney Sema? Sige po. Please state your the BTA's position.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Magandang umaga ho sa kagalang-galang na committee, local governments, the chair, the membership, of course, the esteemed officials of the national government, the governors of the constituent local government units of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, our honorable congressman Kaka Tong Paglas, my colleague in the BTA, and our colleague in the Bangsamoro government, the officer in charge of the Bangsamoro Attorney General's Office. Ako po si Omar Yasser Sema, Deputy Speaker ho ng Bangsamoro Transition Authority, Bangsamoro Parliament. I was sent by the Speaker, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, to represent him in this in today's committee hearing on Senate Bill 2829. First and foremost ho, nagpapasalamat ho ang Speaker ng Bangsamoro Parliament for the generous invitation coming from the chair of this committee, Senator Ejercito. Nagpapasalamat ho.
Before you continue, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Sir, thank you for joining us this morning. Please proceed.
Yes, sir, thank you. Papasalamat ho si Speaker Balindong dahil binigyan niyo siya ng imbitasyon upang makasali dito. However, because of prior engagements, the Speaker could not be present in today's meeting. But nonetheless, Your Honor, the only document that we are carrying right now is the BTA resolution we passed. BTA resolution number 641. I believe this resolution was already submitted to Congress, both in the lower house and in the Senate. And
yung pong position ng BTA was already submitted.
Currently, this is the notable position.
Pero po, yun na lang, no? You can already discuss just the main points of the position so that you can.
Yes, I think the title itself is expressive of the position of the BTA.
Please go ahead, good.
Yes, and the title is respectfully requesting the House of Representatives, the Senate of the Philippines, to further extend the conduct of the first regular parliamentary elections in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region to allow sufficient time to resolve legal issues affecting the parliamentary elections, ensure broader participation of political parties, and a full understanding by the Bangsamoro electorate of the new parliamentary elections, and enable the Bangsamoro government to sustain the momentum of socio-economic progress in the region. First and foremost, sir, may na-mention ho dito legal issues. I believe this refers to one, the exclusion of Sulu as a result of the resolution of the Supreme Court in the petition against the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Make no mistake, Mr. Senators, Your Honors, that the Bangsamoro Transition Authority welcomes the resolution, the decision of the Supreme Court in declaring the constitutionality of 11054. However, there is a collective sentiment in the Bangsamoro Parliament that the exclusion of Sulu significantly affects the transition period and the transition governance. Pangalawa ho, yung na-raise dito sa title, even in the body of the resolution, is yung allowing broader participation, no, of political parties. Currently, we agree with the statement of the governor of Maguindanao del Sur and later by the governor of Maguindanao del Norte that there were 16 political parties that signified its intention to be registered and accredited with the COMELEC in order for them to participate with the elections in 2025, but only 9 were able to be registered and accredited. And there were more than 1,000 sectoral organizations that wanted to be registered and accredited also, but I don't have the exact number of how many of those 1,500 have been duly accredited and registered for purposes of the 2025 elections. So currently, Mr. Chair, the attempt or the vision of broader participation has been put to a halt because, number one, na-exclude ho ang Sulu. Affected ho yung karamihan ng mga political parties, particularly our comrades in the Moro National Liberation Front in Mahardika Party. Affected ho yung compliance nila sa 10,000 requirement. So I don't know the status of their accreditation. Right now, I am not privy to the status of their accreditation, but we believe that the exclusion of Sulu significantly affected their interest to participate in the 2025 elections. Pangalawa ho, yung isa pang partido, yung Raayat Party, affected din ho yung compliance nila sa 10,000 requirements. And this is all brought about by the decision of the Supreme Court excluding Sulu. Now, pwede ho akong mag-segue, Mr. Speaker, because also, Mr. Chair, because also I came here with mixed personalities. I represent the Speaker and I also represent in the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, the Moro National Liberation Front, SEMA side. We have already communicated to the Office of the President our eagerness to participate in the 2025 elections. In fact, we are one of 2 political parties who were previously registered in the National COMELEC. Ang Bangsamoro Party ho, ang partido ng Moro National Liberation Front, ay isa sa 2 partido na nag-register noong pahong 2021 para maihanda ang Moro National Liberation Front na sumali sa elections sa after the culmination of the transition period. Ang pangalawa hong partido, ngunit nauna ho silang na-accredit, ay yung United Bangsamoro Justice Party. The 2 fronts, Mr. Speaker, have already significantly manifested their intention to participate in the democratic process. Isa lang ho yan sa mga manifestations ng 2 fronts ay willing na kong sumali sa demokratikong proseso. However, the transition period is not marred with, paved roads. Marami hong tinik sa daan na kailangan naming apakan para lang maabot namin yung gusto naming patutunguhan. Ang laking mga sakripisyo ho ang mga pinagdaanan ng 2 liberation fronts. But nonetheless, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, while we have communicated to the President our willingness participate in the 2025 elections. We have already conducted our regional conventions. We have determined already our candidates for the 2025 elections. Nakalista na ho yung mga yung 40 nominees namin, nakalista na ho yung mga district candidates namin. The exclusion of Sulu affected our preparations. For the MNLF alone, Mr. Speaker, we are now being placed in a compromising situation to decide whether or not to participate in the elections of 2025. I hope naririnig ko ng mga ng karamihan. Ang posisyon na ho ng Moro National Liberation Front ay kung sasali pa ba kami o hindi sa election sa 2025. There is now an emerging call from among our brothers on the ground to boycott the elections in 2025. And we believe an MNLF and elections without the Moro National Liberation Front affects terribly the credibility of the elections in 2025. Huwag niyo ho kaming ilagay sa alanganin dahil kami ho ang nasisira sa mga kasama namin sa Sulu. I would like to correct the statement of the Honorable Governor of Maguindanao del Sur. Siguro, kung magde-declare ng independence ang Sulu, depende ho. Kung violent ho, baka walang election. Pero kung peaceful yung declaration ng Sulu, pwede magtuloy ang election. Of course, kami ho, we look back to the decades of struggle of the Bangsamoro. Noong 1970s ho, tumatawid ho ang mga kapatid namin from Sulu. Yung mga uncles, mga lolo namin, yung mga kapatid na mga tatay namin, tumatawid sila from Sulu to come to Maguindanao and save Maguindanao. Kung wala ho yung mga kapatid namin, kapatid na mga uncles namin from Sulu, probably wala na hong province of Maguindanao ngayon. That is why we put value and premium to the sacrifices, to the blood, sweat, and tears that have been shed by our brothers and sisters from Sulu. Hindi ho namin sila iiwanan. Hindi namin sila iiwanan. Magkano man ang mangyari. Now, of course, sinabi ho ng ating kagalang-galang na governor kanina na wala ho kaming personal na interest dito. But to be honest, Mr. Speaker, I have a personal interest here. It is the privilege of making sure that the peace process reach its full culmination. Itong binibigay ho na 1-year postponement, malaking bagay na ho sa amin ito. Malaking bagay ho sa amin to. Despite the fact that we are seeing it na kailangan pa rin hong i-consider yung mga legal ramifications. For instance, the synchronization law requires all our elections to be synchronized. Also, pangalawa, the terms of offices of all elected officials should be 3 years. Nakalagay ho yan sa 1987 Constitution and it is pronounced itself by itself in the Bangsamoro Organic Law. So, you know, now our point here, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, is that the 1-year period is very significant for us in the Moro National Liberation Front because we believe that the full implementation of the peace agreements requires a whole of government and a whole of nation approach. Hindi lang ho executive, hindi lang ho legislature, dapat kasama ang judiciary. With due respect to the great Supreme Court, hindi lang ho dapat executive, hindi lang ho dapat legislature, hindi lang ho dapat dapat kasama ang judiciary. So this 1-year period that the good Senate President has pronounced ay malaking bagay ho sa amin yan as far as the Moro National Liberation Front is concerned. Because we are giving the national government to fulfill its obligations under many signed peace agreements. Collectively, the national government and the regional government have agreed to preserve the gains of the peace process. But the current decision of the Supreme Court has placed the national government in a position that could be critical for them. Kasi parang sinasabi na ngayon, karami sa mga kasama namin, ang government hindi na naman nagko-comply sa peace agreements. As far as the MNLF and the MILF is concerned, I can speak for the MILF on this, that our interest here is to preserve the gains of the struggle. Secondly, to preserve the gains of the peace process. Ang suluho ay part ng gains ng armed struggle ng Bangsamoro at part ng gains ng peace process. So, Mr. Chair, I believe wala na ho kaming sasabihin. Kami ho, mga bata lang. We're just mere soldiers of the Moro National Liberation Front and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. We come here just following their orders, following their instructions. Kung ano ho yung sinasabi namin dito, particularly me, these are the sentiments of our leaders. These are the sentiments of our brothers and sisters in Maguindanao, in Lanao, in Sulu, in Basilan, and in Tawi-Tawi. Wala hong labis, walang kulang yung sinasabi namin dito. Hindi namin dinadagdagan. We're just following orders. We're here to express the position. First, nasabi ko na yung position ng Bangsamoro Parliament. We fully support this bill of the good Senate President. In fact, nakasubmit na kami ng proposed resolution namin, and it was approved already. And also, we expressed already the position of the Moro National Liberation Front on this matter. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you. The BTA Deputy Speaker, Omar Sema, Attorney Omar Sema. The Chair also would like to recognize the presence of Congressman Tog Baglas. Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning. Baka meron ho kayong you want to say something, sir?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام يا رسول الله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Good morning and magandang umaga po sa ating lahat dito. With respect to the chairman of this committee, Senator Ejercito, and also my idol from Davao, no? Senator Bato, mahala ko noon, sir, na mayor pa ako noon, sa PAO ka pa noon. Major, nahuli mo ko doon sa Victoria Plaza. Nangyari ngayon, senator ka na, naging congressman naman ako. Swerte rin siguro, no? Then, my idol also, the Senator Padilla, at saka lahat nandirito ngayon, the three governors here. Governor of Tawi-Tawi, Governor of Maguindanao Norte, and also my partner in Maguindanao Sur, Governor by Marim Sangki Mangudadato. Also my best friend of my late brother Tuto Paglas, Secretary Galvez, Secretary Garcia, yung mag-petition na po noon sa election sa kay Yapal Jani, no? You are one of his staff. My relatives here, Attorney Sima. Lahat po nandirito ngayon, lalong-lalo sa BARM, no? Medyo mahaba lang akin siguro masabi dito kasi na masakit din sa damdamin ko bilang members of the Bangsamoro at saka political leader in our area na nagbabangayan ang mga leader ng Bangsamoro. Na isa lang adhikaya namin way back the 1970s. The chairman of MNLF in that time is Miswari, no? Miswari, and the vice chairman is Hasim Salamat. Hasim Salamat is my uncle in my mother's side, Pindaton. Yeah. Then, isa lang adhikayan nila para maiangat ang kabuhayan ng Bangsamoro. Then after that, noon si Chairman Amir Malajuk ang binigyan ng ating late President Marcos maging chairman ng MNLF at saka naging LTP chairman ng sa BARM, no? Then because of hindi rin nag-success yung programa ng ating chairman noon si Emil Malajuk at the time of Marcos Sr. noon. Then nung naging presidente naman si Cory, ang naging chairman natin ay si after Miswari, no? Sa time of Pedro Ramos si Miswari, hindi rin nagsasist. But Chairman, salamat nagpaiwan sa struggle. Kasi nakikita niya hindi maganda ang nangyayari. Nagalabas, nagasurrender ng ating mga chairman that time, pero hindi naman nila gina-implement yung pangako nila sa taong bayan ng Bangsamoro. They are all failure. Then, si Chairman Chairman Hasim Salamat nagpaiwan. He make a struggle. Then he recruit the ustadis ulama na ipatrain sa foreign para maging legit yung kanilang paninindigan through the guidance of Holy Quran. Yun po ang sa kanya. Nag-struggle talaga siya. No? Kaya ngayon nakakalungkot, nakamit natin yung pinaghirapan ng Bangsamoro. Maraming nabalo, maraming nawa ng tatay, maraming namatay ng asawa, maraming namatay ng kapatid na lalaki sa Bangsamoro. Kaya makipansin po ninyo, mahal na senador, maraming mga babae sa Bangsamoro dahil po sa mga nangyari sa amin. No? Ang aming mga properties, mga bahay namin nasunog dahil sa gera. Hindi lang Muslim, pati Kristiyano lumad. Maraming namatay. Then, with the will of Allah, ibinigay sa atin yung panunungkulan o di kaya pamumuno sa BARM na composed of 5 provinces plus Maguindanao Norte, naging 6, lumawak. Maalala ko nung bata pa kami ng brother ko si Toto, tinatawag kami ni Chairman sa Camp Abubakar, na sinabi niya, itong struggle natin, yang dumating na baril na yan sa kabarko, isang barko, kahit hindi na magputok yan, basta ibigay lang ng gobyerno ng ating inihingi. Kasi bawal rin pumatay ng Christian or lumad. Ang hinihingi lang natin yung para sa Bangsamoro. Ngayon, sa awa ng Panginoong Allah, itong nangyari sa atin na yes to BOL, no? Yung plebiscite na sa tulong ng ating mahal na former President Duterte, no? Doon natin nakamit itong BARM na ito. Sa panahon ng ating late President Aquino, dahil lang sa SAP 44, hindi nakuha itong BARM na ito. Pero nung si President Duterte na ang naging presidente, ay binigay sa atin itong BARM na ito. Noon, walang mangampanya, except itong buting gobernador ko, si Bay Mayriam Mangudadato. Magkasama kami sa Yes to BOL. On that time, I am a vice mayor of Dato Paglas. I sacrifice, may takot sa gaba. Kasabi nila, baka mag-slide yan, mabilanggo kayo. Sabi ko, jihad. Because blood go jihad. I am from Miswari, I am from Hasim Salamat and Salipada Pindaton. Kaya ito nakakalungkot, nagkakabagayan na tayo dito. Binigay na ng gobyerno sa atin ang lahat ng hinihingi natin. Hindi lang zakat ng Bangsamoro ang nakukuha natin, pati zakat ng national, the taxes of the government na galing sa mga tao ay nasa atin, nasa BARM. Hindi natin masabi na hindi tayo pinagbigyan ng gobyerno. Lahat nandyan, isipin mo, meron tayong block grant, 70 billion. In 1 year siguro, hindi magkasya dito sa kwarto na ito kung iipunin natin for 6 years. Bakit tayo nagbabangayan? Dahil ba sa pamumuno, sa BARM? Na hindi naman natin ginagawa. Kasalanan natin yun eh. Bakit tayo matakot sa election ng BARM? Sana ito na yung pagkakataon na mamili ang tao kasi meron tayong pinag-usapan na 3 years, then another extension. Another 3 years. Wala nang dapat extension o postponement ito. Kasi kung ako ang sarili ko masasabi ko, kung bilang isang leader in 6 years, imposible na may takot ako sa sarili ko na hindi manalo uli. Depende kung hindi ako mag-implement, siguro, takot ako sa tao na hindi ako iboto. Pero ito ay hindi dapat ito pag-awayan natin ng mga Bangsamoro ay pinagtatawa na lang tayo ng Tagaluzon at saka Visayas dito eh. Sa totoo lang, mahirap itong ginagawa natin. Noon, sinasabi ng ating buting gobernador, Papa Chairman, Papa Chief Militar ng MILF, Papa Makakwa, no? Yung sinasabi po ninyo na election na maraming iboboto, kagaya rin ng ARM noon. Diba sabay rin tayo sa regional governor ng ARM? Meron din sila mga assemblyman na isa lang pagboto. Kung doon sa ballot boxes, medyo mahaba lang atin sa ibang region kasi meron tayong ARM region noon, meron mga assemblyman. Wala rin sigurong pagkaiba. Pero siguro kaya tayo nandito, nagdi-discuss tayo, nakakahiya sa ating mga buting senator at saka mga taga dito na mga military natin, no? Na pinag-discussuan natin dito itong postponement of election. Kaya ang nangyari dito ay ako sa akin lang, okay rin yung extension o yung postponement, pero sana naman meron tayong konkreto na pag-uusapan.